The Last of Us single player campaign is an absolute gem and serious Game of the Year frontrunner. However, what's the multiplayer like? Is it a standard tacked on afterthought, or is it worth a chunk of your valuable time? The multiplayer has two game modes: Survivors, a basic team deathmatch mode, and Supply Raid, the latter of which is being discussed today. In the Supply Raid menu is where you'll find your individual clan details. This is your own personal group of survivors that you must look after. These people have names and needs, and by linking your account with Facebook, your real friends' names will auto-populate into the game details. Although not a good plan if you don't like the idea of being told your friends are starving or indeed now dead. As your clan gets bigger, you'll unlock more customizations for your multiplayer character. With that said, if you don't meet the needs of your survivors, they will get hungry and sick. So your clan number can just as easily go up as it can go down as the days and weeks go by. Each week brings a new challenge, and you have to select which target you'd like to try and meet, whether it be kill enemies in a certain fashion, aid or revive friendlies. These challenges get progressively harder as the weeks go on. Alongside that, if you and your clan survive for a 12-week cycle, you will essentially rank up or prestige, which doesn't seem to do much more than add a little badge to your rank emblem.
Base close by. Be careful and stick together. We got this.
With that said, if you're competitive like me, you'll want that little badge of honour. The gameplay is pretty simple. Two teams of 4 fighting over an area for supplies of parts and food. Assuming you've played the single player, the environments and basic gameplay controls will be familiar to you. When playing the multiplayer, more often than not you'll want to stick together. Not only because you can and will have to both revive and be revived by teammates in order to outlast your enemies, but also for the simple reason if you outnumber your foes, you have a much greater chance of survival. Parts collected are tallied and converted into food supplies for your ever-demanding clan. The more enemies you defeat and parts collected, the better. The more food you have, the more newcomers are attracted to your clan. The downside to this being, the bigger your clan gets, the more supplies you need to keep them fed and healthy.
That's one.
During the game, parts and supplies you collect will not only allow you to feed your starving clan, but you'll also be able to create items in-game to use against your opponents. The items you can create vary from ammo, armour, health kits, shivs, Molotov cocktails, the list goes on. Creating these items is key to survival, like crafting armour to survive enemy fire, or indeed badly aimed Molotov cocktails. Like the single player, the narrative in multiplayer is absolutely incredible. Listen out throughout this video and you'll hear what I mean. One small tip, you'll want to keep an eye out for enemy nail bomb proximity mines.
Fuckers down.
Timed well, these upgrades can have a dramatic effect and save you and your teammates if you're in a bit of a jam. You can only create items if you possess the correct parts. This is a simple but clever game mechanic, as if you want a nail bomb but only have the parts to make a smoke bomb, you'll have to adapt your game plan on the fly. This encourages the trial of different styles of gameplay. For example, you have no ammo? Try a smoke bomb to disorientate your enemy and finish them off with a close-up shiv kill. You don't need a smoke bomb to be able to do this, if you are stealthy enough. These types of stealth kill can be very satisfying. You can further assist teammates and gain bonus parts by tagging, downing, executing, or special executing enemies. Basically, the more involved in the team you are, the more parts and supplies you'll earn, and the quicker your clan will grow. The game is quite satisfyingly brutal, with blood often splattering over the fresh white snow and some over-the-top melee kills and executions.
That one's dead.
This could be one hit clubbing someone to death with an upgraded nail bat, stamping on someone that's down, or going in for an extreme close-up gunshot to the head.
That's one.
You'll soon learn having your squad at your back and effective teamwork is the way to play this game.
Get back in there.
Teaming up with 3 friends on this recently has been the best multiplayer I've personally experienced since the likes of Battlefield 3 or the hugely underrated co-op experience of Syndicate. Just remember, there's no shame in running away. Sometimes retreating to heal yourself and regroup is the best and wisest option. Especially when you're outnumbered and the odds are stacked heavily against you. Best to recover and fight another day. Safety and strength in numbers is definitely true in this case.
Uniform!
Juggle and make quick decisions whether to save a teammate before they bleed out or wipe out his killer first. If you're like me, you'll often pick the wrong option, but sometimes it just works out in your favour, and you can do both. So, if you have The Last of Us and haven't really given the Supply Raid multiplayer a fair go, I can only really emphasise how great it is and recommend it to you highly.
That'll teach you. Firefly!
Get some friends together, get the drinks and snacks in, and prepare to get lost for a few hours.
Wait a second.
You can also host private games for you and your friends, if firebombing or bludgeoning your friends to death is more your cup of tea. Remember, teamwork and communication is essential in this multiplayer game, so I would try to ensure that the friends you're playing with have either got PS3 headsets or that they can use Skype on their mobile device, tablet or laptop. I've personally been using Skype on the Vita for this purpose, and if you haven't tried it, it's definitely worth a go. In summary, The Last of Us Supply Raid mode is different and addictive as you strive to increase and safeguard your clan. It's full of great weapons, perks and unlocks that will keep you interested, and it will make you want to reach your next goal. You'll be constantly finding yourself saying, just one more game, as you enter into the early hours of the morning. Playing with friends is an absolute blast as you work together to meet your collective and individual goals. Being super critical, occasionally the matchmaking will put you up against a far higher ranking class of opponent. This may seem like I'm being a bit petty, but if you and your friends are rank 0 just starting out and you're facing off against ranks between 50 and 60, you're not going to stand a chance. This is simply because as you rank up in this game, you unlock better perks and weaponry, and that to me is not a fair fight. Similarly, playing alone can diminish your enjoyment if your teammates are only out for themselves, not talking to one another and not helping each other. With that said, these things can happen in just about any multiplayer game. Overall, As a multiplayer experience, I'd give The Last of Us a solid 9 out of 10. Should you play The Last of Us multiplayer? Hell yes, you should.